Former Uruguayan dictator Juan Maria Bordaberry has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for violating the Constitution when he led a 1973 coup that began 12 years of dictatorship in Uruguay. He also faces charges for 11 homicides and forced disappearances of dissidents. Bordaberry is the second former Uruguayan dictator sentenced to a long prison term in the past 4 months as the South American nation grapples with the dictatorship from 1973 to 1985 and its legacy of disappearances, torture, and the exile of thousands of dissidents. In late October, ex-strongman Gregorio Alvarez was sentenced to 25 years. Bordaberry was elected in 1971, a vote which U.S. State Department documents that have been declassified since then suggest came after a U.S.-supported campaign of harassment against Bordaberry's opposition, the Frente Amplio Party. After Bordaberry came to power, he quickly moved to dissolve Congress, and he banned political parties the following year at the behest of military leaders who seized power outright in 1973. By that time, the United States had been instrumental in developing and training the leadership of Uruguay's military and police forces, the same forces who helped bring Bordaberry to power. Reports of torture had become routine. It was also during this time that death squads appeared to repress labor unions, students, and opposition groups through the use of terror and were part of a national security doctrine condoned by Washington. Uruguay's system of state terror was sustained by arms, technology, finances, and other forms of support from Washington. The military ousted Bordaberry in 1976, but Uruguay remained under the control of a right-wing military dictatorship until 1985. Bordaberry and his foreign minister Juan Blanco are the only civilians convicted or facing charges for alleged crimes committed during the dictatorship. 10 members of the armed forces, including ex-dictator Alvarez, are in prison for human rights violations. Alvarez, Uruguay's final dictator, was convicted in connection with 37 homicides.